At 70 years old, Emmy-winning actor Kelsey Grammer has welcomed his eighth child, a baby boy named Christopher, and the news marks a fascinating new chapter in his life and in the story of a large blended family. On October 27th, during an appearance on the podcast Pod Meets World, Grammer revealed that his wife, Kayte Walsh, 46, gave birth just 3 days earlier, and that Christopher is their fourth child together, which brings Grammer's total number of children to 8. Grammer and Walsh, who have been married since 2011, already share 3 children: daughter Faith, born 2012, son Gabriel, born 2014, and son James, also referred to as Auden James, born 2016. From previous relationships, Grammer is father to 4 older children: Spencer, born 1983, with his first wife Doreen Alderman; Greer, born 1992, with Barry Buckner; Mason, born 2001, and Jude, born 2004, with his former wife Camille Grammer. So Christopher joins siblings spanning decades, experiences, and family chapters. The announcement caught many by surprise, not just because of the milestone of 8 children, but because Grammer is 70. He said simply on the podcast, "We just had our 4th one, so it just became 8 kids. It was like 3 days ago. Christopher, that's just joined the family." He followed with a more reflective, "Pretty cool. Yeah, isn't that lovely?" The casual mix of wonder and understatement has created a buzz online, a beloved veteran actor expanding his brood in his 7th decade. Behind the headline of baby number 8 is a story of reinvention, of fatherhood evolving, of legacy and reflection. Grammer has in recent years been vocal about his experience as a parent, acknowledging with honesty that his earlier years of fatherhood were complicated by separation, distance, and regrets. In a May 2025 interview, he admitted, "I have neglected a couple of the kids in my life, especially the first 2. I'm trying to make up for a little bit of it now. I'm still their dad, so you can always have a chance to show up." He recognized that being physically present and emotionally engaged, the job of truly showing up, is not taken for granted. On the podcast, he went into more depth. "I probably should have been a little more clear and maybe less tolerant with the older ones. I'm pretty tolerant with the young ones, but I'm clear about how there's certain expectations and certain ways to navigate through a social situation. Keep it close to the vest and play it straight, and you're going to be well served in your life." I'm a little more specific with them about doing their studies and being prepared. I tell them, "What's your job in life? Showing up." Grammer's personal background adds further layers to the story. Born on February 21st, 1955 in St. Thomas in the U.S. Virgin Islands, he gained legendary status for his portrayal of Dr. Frasier Crane on the sitcom Cheers and its spin-off, Frasier, roles which netted him multiple Emmy Awards. His career has spanned decades and genres, but as he recently shared, fatherhood has come to feel like his greatest project. His new memoir, Karen, A Brother Remembers, reflects on the murder of his sister Karen in 1975, when she was 18, an event that shaped his worldview and his sense of responsibility. He told podcast hosts that with his younger children, he is more cautious in how and when he shares that family history. "My 13-year-old, I've told her some of what happened and said, maybe in another year or 2, you can probably read the book and be able to handle it. It's pretty brutal." He, my son Gabriel, asks, "How do you feel about that? Do you want to kill the guy that killed your sister?" I said, "Well, that wouldn't be right, babe. More death doesn't necessarily make things right." The pregnancy announcement for Walsh came in June 2025 when she was pictured in London showing a baby bump. The couple's openness to adding another baby at this stage of their lives sparked interest, not just for the celebrity headline, but for what it says about family, age, timing, and intention. Christopher's arrival feels like a finish line and a fresh start at the same time. A finish line for a ring of 8 children, and a fresh start for Grammer as he steps into fathering in his 7th decade with a new level of awareness. Public reaction has ranged from congratulations to astonishment, laughter to admiration. Some are marveling at the sheer number of children for a Hollywood veteran. Others are pointing out that fatherhood has no age limit, and perhaps that the more seasoned the parent, the more they can bring stability and reflection. Friends and onlookers note that Grammer appears to be embracing fatherhood differently now, less about legacy and more about living in the present, less about performance and more about presence. Speaking to the new baby's place in the family, he said, "My children, my young children, older children, the happiest I ever am is if they're all in the same room together. My work has allowed me to be able to do that. Boy, it's a great life, and I want to pass that on to them." For Kayte Walsh, the new arrival is her fourth child and a significant milestone in their 14-year marriage. Theirs is a story of meeting in a less ordinary way. Walsh was a flight attendant when they met in 2009 on a flight to London and embarking together on building a blended and growing family. The addition of Christopher brings fresh energy, fresh possibilities, and a reminder that life and love can expand even when we thought the stage was set. For Grammer's older children, the ones now in their 20s and 30s, Christopher's arrival may feel like a new sibling joining a maturing brood. For his younger children, a fresh baby to love, to mold, to share more moments with. For Grammer himself, it's a chance to refine his role as father, given the benefit of time and experience. It's a chance to show up differently. And for the public, this is not just another celebrity baby announcement. It's a story about time, transition, and the enduring nature of family. Christopher entering the world at this moment holds symbolism. Here is an actor whose career has spanned decades, whose on-screen persona floated between comedy and drama, who has known loss and gain and reinvention. And now, in his 7th decade, he welcomes a new son. This is not a beginning, it is a continuation, and yet it feels like a new chapter. To say that fatherhood has matured with him is the understatement of the year. So as the brood grows to 8, the way forward for Kelsey Grammer appears intentional. He has spoken of being clearer, of being more present, of being specific about expectations. He has said that the most important thing he tells his kids is, "What's your job in life?" Showing up. And now, with baby Christopher in his arms, the message is loud and clear. Whether you're a veteran entertainer or a new dad, whether you're 70 or 30 or anywhere in between, the job remains the same. Show up, be there, build something that lasts. Make sure to like, subscribe, and stay tuned for more celebrity updates just like this.